Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
Good morning. I'm about to say good afternoon. This is the last Friday in February, so this is the last chance that Marion and I will have a opportunity to raise some Black History Month items. If you were looking for the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights, you've been successful. We're here. My name is Maureen Taylor. I work with the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization. And I'm here with my colleague, Marion Kramer, who is the national chair of the National Welfare Rights Union, and she is going to give you an official welcome. So, Marion, say hello.
Good morning. I'm happy that we made it this morning because we've had a little rough time the last few days, and I appreciate it because Maureen and I both was able to get our second round of virus shot this week, but I didn't suspect, although they tell you everything what to look out for. I didn't know I was gonna get so much sleep after that.
With that second
I have
shot.
enjoyed that sleep, but I'm glad that we finally was able to get in there and get the second round. You're listening to WHPR TV 33, and we want you to call in at the numbers that's listed below, 313-868-0342, 313-868, we got it up there twice, 868-0351, and 313-868-4336. So I would hope that those of you that have comments, what you want to talk to the rest of us about, please call in at one of those numbers.
Did you read the computer?
Yeah, www.tv33 is WHPR.com is that you can get us on the computer. And I've been on myself at home and looked at WHPR on the computer, and it comes through pretty good. So please, and that's a lot coming from me because I can't stand computers half the time.
All right.
So, you should try that at times if you're having some problems. If you're having problems also, let us know, where we can make sure that, the station can take care of it.
Or call the station directly if you're having trouble with hearing or getting the picture clear. So all those things are good. So, all right, Marion, I thought we would raise up a couple of other issues today. And
I
one
have
of them
one.
is you have one for Black History. Go ahead then.
Yeah, no,
Well, come on up here.
I was just telling you.
I see you relaxing already. We just got here.
No,
You
I ain't
already
just got here. I've been here what? I've been here
All
for an
right.
hour and a half. Didn't realize
Oh
it.
my goodness.
But anyway, I wanted again to let folks know that we, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we lost a wonderful woman, and that was Harriet Hudson. Here in the city of not just Highland Park, but in throughout the city of Highland Park, Detroit, and what have you. She was you could see her sometime on the TV here at WHPR, and we worked a lot of times with her sister. But when you would see Harriet, she always had a big hug for you and wanting to know how you was doing. And we want to again say to the family, you have our deepest sympathy, and you can always call us and let us know if you need us.
Okay. All right. On a lighter note, as we end this Black History Month and recollections and reminiscence about folks who may have passed on, I thought we would hit on the legacy of Motown. And here's Berry Gordy, whenever it happened, factory worker, makes a decision to start to save money and buy a little house somewhere and to start recruiting, listening, paying attention, investing, and investigating some of the groups, I used to call them the doo-wop groups, that were singing and harmonizing, and to take a look at how Motown changed the world. I was talking to Marion just before we came on, and I remember when it was Local 600 and probably some other locals as well that put monies together to speed up the release of Nelson Mandela. And once he was finally let go, what he served 27 years in jail, and when he finally was released, it was certainly the hand of organized labor that had a great deal to do with getting him out of that prison cell. And he came to America, and he came to Detroit, and was at Cobo Hall. And I was asking Marion if she remembered some of that, because I was there. And what he talked, as soon as he showed up on the stage at Cobo Hall, the building erupted in just unmanageable applause. Everybody was up, everybody was screaming. After about 5 or 6 minutes, he was trying to calm everybody down. Nobody would calm down. So it's 10, 15 minutes later, we still applauding, we still cheering. And voices kind of went down, and he started his comments off by saying these words: "Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying." And of course, that was the song from Marvin Gaye, "Brothers, brothers, too many of you dying." And there we were again, applauding and screaming and hollering, and and all I could think about then, and I think about it so often, Marion. Maybe you give a little bit more background on this UAW piece. But how could a guy who's been locked up for 27 years, the first thing he says when he comes to Detroit is that he starts quoting Marvin Gaye? So what background do you know about how organized labor was helpful in terms of getting him released from jail? So what do you remember about that?
Well, there were a lot of people from here, in particular, that was always out demonstrating against him being in prison like he was, and the rest of the people. But I remember General coming home and talking about he and what's his name? Jimmy had been talking
Jimmy
about
Settles.
Yeah, talking about the possibility and trying to get him here. This was after he had been out of prison and somebody got the ball rolling, and I hated that I had to leave because I had to be in, I think,
Someplace else.
somewhere for welfare rights. And I was in a car. I was in the car going out to the airport, and I saw him, and they had all the highways coming into Detroit at that time from the airport. They had stopped the cars, and people was wondering who was he, and I was so happy to know I knew it was him. But it was a great honor for him to come here.
In the background was
And-
that labor.
It was labor that
Was
brought
involved.
him here at that particular time, and made sure he was here for, I didn't forget how long he was here for. He was here for quite a while. But I was so proud to know that a lot of folks had Cobo Hall packed. That they showed him not only a packed audience, but the warm reception that he received.
yeah.
Such as the same thing with what's the minister name? My brain is gone. That the minister that was also from Africa that came in,
We're talking about Bishop Tutu.
Bishop Tutu, and the kids were hollering Tutu. Tutu, and my kids were saying, "Why we got to go to this, Mom? Why we got to tell him, Dad? Come on, why we go somewhere else?" When they finally got into that mood with Tutu and stuff, they didn't want to go home.
Well, now, that's a little known Black history fact. And unless you were around and somebody was there to tell you, nobody necessarily knows that Nelson Mandela came to Detroit.
knew.
And I'm saying most folks don't know.
Oh.
When they do a Black History Month facts, that doesn't come up. People may do some information or share some information about Nelson Mandela, but that part about how organized labor helped to get him here. And then the first thing that he said was quoting Marvin Gaye, just something. So I thought we'd just take a little trip down memory lane. We need Miss Eastside, to go into detail about this. But,
was out there.
Thinking about Motown and what Motown has meant to the world of not just music, but the world of politics. And Marvin Gaye and the role that he played and some of the songs, there'll never be another Marvin Gaye. And for those of us that may have grown up during his period of time, some of those songs that he sang, and in those days, the songs were about trying to find love, trying to stay in love. All of those kinds of things were the issues. And today it's about put your underwear on, or maybe take your underwear off. It's a whole different genre, that different than what Motown brought. And then I wrote down Martha and the Vandellas, dancing in the streets, and that brings a different kind of memory, because Martha, who was the head of Martha and the Vandellas, forgotten her last name now, she ran for city council in Detroit. I said she ran for city council, and she was not very effective, at all, So, she's pretty good in the music field, but in the field of politics, she was not the trailblazer that I think people were hoping. And then I wrote down another one of my favorites, one of yours too, and his voice is involved, and his song is involved. Baby, Let's Fly Away, and that's Smokey Bill Robinson. And we're talking about the Miracles, Ooh, Baby, Baby. And when I became of age, my mother took me by her side. She said, son, you're getting older, Tim, and soon you'll take a bride. And man, just because, boy, that was the jam, So the Miracles have a long history, and again, connected to Motown. Marvelettes, Hunter gets captured by the gang, and some of those pieces that those girl bands, girl orchestras, and girl musicians, and of course we go to the Supremes, and we just lost Mary Wilson. Mary Wilson just a few weeks ago, and she wasn't prepared to make her transition. I could see that because she had plans for additional books and some other things that she was working on at the time. So, you know,
she was always a very wonderful woman.
Yeah.
You could see her in the community and places like that, you know.
So we had Florence Ballard, which was one of the original Supremes.
Yes.
And Mary Wilson, one of the original Supremes. And we have Diana right now, who is the only one left out of the original group. And it's her daughter, I forget that child's name, who's on that program called, is it Blackish? Last name is Ross. I forget, but she's coming into her own, has been coming into her own for a while. And then, Mary and I mentioned two other ones, and one of these is probably one of your favorites of all times, and that's the Contours. Now, the Contours had a song called First I Look at the Purse. And I thought, you know, Lord,
You
that's
think
the
it was
most
looking for money, huh?
Yeah, that was the most chauvinist and male supremacist, but that was one of my favorite songs. You know, you could look at the hair and I don't care, and you could look at the back and you could step back and all the lyrics and whatnot, but it was one of those songs that you could say was easy to dance to. But that was not their greatest hit. The greatest hit of the Contours was Do You Love Me? You put me down 'cause I couldn't dance. You didn't even want me around. But now I'm back to let you know I can really shake them down. Do you love me?
Do you see Maureen really was engaged
I was.
in Motown, but Motown was also came South. And boy, you'd be dancing in the street for real. And it was, and then got next to some of that was blues too, and you know it was an event. It was a great time.
It was a segment in time that was so special.
Yeah, when all that music
You
come
know?
on, we need that music to step forward now because
We
that
do.
that music, when you in prison or in jail, help you to get along. You know, and stuff like that. And then that's one thing, you know, that keep you going when you got the right music and can hear it in jail and those type of places. So I'm glad we had the opportunity to experience that. And here he comes to save the day.
I wanted to lift up one more name. So we talked about Marvin Gaye. We said something about Martha and the Vandellas. Just some beautiful songs, classic even today. The Miracles, the Marvelettes, Hunter Gets Captured by the Game, the Contours, said a little something about the Supremes. But we can't have a conversation about Motown without talking about Stevie Wonder.
Oh my God!
And I remember as a little girl wanting to go down to the Fox Theater where the what was the name of that? Tim, what was the name of that group that activity used to come on down and they bring all of Motown down? Motown Review.
Yeah.
He don't know. He too young. He don't remember that. Motown Review. And at the Fox Theater, I think it was always at the Fox. I can't remember. Yeah. But my father, I would be crying. I can't see. So my father would put me up on his shoulders and walk down the aisle so I could see. What's the guy? And I ain't gonna leave Stevie too long. Lonely Heartache. What's his name? I could have never. It'll come back to me. Stevie Wonder, first big hit I was aware of is Fingertips. Everybody say yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, in those days when my knees were in good shape, later on, was able to go up to the Arcadia and watch my cousin Arnold Matthews floor guard up at the Arcadia, and that was one of the songs that would come on, Fingertips,
We didn't have for a long time before we got skating places for blacks. But I tell you, one of the things the old man used to know to play, this older white guy, and he played all those songs and stuff.
Motown songs?
Not only Motown, but Johnny Taylor and all the rest
Oh,
of them.
well, we're going to have to say something about Johnny Taylor, but hold on. That guy that sang this song, To Be Loved, Now, what was his name?
Oh,
what a feeling to be loved.
Now, see,
Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson.
Yeah.
And he would be down at the Motown reviews. And he had a sordid history. This guy was dating young girls.
Please,
and,
he was wow.
dating little white girls. He was a mess. But he could sing. And he would be down there dealing with these musical pieces that were just,
Profound.
profound. That would be the right word. So, Stevie come up with fulfilling his first finale and sang some songs that to this day
People singing.
there's nobody else doing. You are the sunshine of my life, and that was the theme for all new babies being born. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? When Saida gave birth to the baby, and he was there. Stevie today battling some diabetes or whatnot, but that brother got 11 kids.
I didn't know he had 11 kids.
He got 11 children. So well, if Stevie never sings another song in life,
Look,
he didn't gave us everything we need.
My husband, oh Lord,
A
him
boy was born.
especially during the holidays.
In hard time,
Jen would always
Mississippi.
bring out the Stevie Wonder songs every day, all the way through Christmas and everything. Oh, the Stevie had a place at our house.
See, and it was, thinking about some of those songs, if a song with one name, if this happens and this happens, and I quote Stevie all the time in this one piece, when he talks about the seasons know exactly when to change. And I thought, what a profound statement. No matter what in the world going on with human beings, and what's that statement? When we make plans, God laughs. We make plans and God chuckles. But Stevie made that song and that one line, the seasons know exactly when to change. And if it's magic, why can't... Just song after song after song. And then the politics showed up with a boy was born in Hard Time, Mississippi. And then talked about the young man coming from the south, coming to the north, and somebody said, hey, hold this bag for me. And it was drugs, and take it across the street. This is the lyrics in the song, long before R. Kelly came up with a message. And did that and talked about you going to jail, and called him the N-word. So here's Stevie and the politics and whatnot. So folks that are aware of Motown, I'll end this part of what we're talking about with perhaps my favorite. I've got sunshine on a long, lovely day, and I wish it would rain. And if you decide to let me go, I'll be in trouble, which was on the other side of some other pieces. In those days, you had 45s, and you would play the B side before you play the A side. And thinking about the Temptations, they'll never be my girl. There won't be another one. There will not be another Motown group. Boys to Men came kind of close, but there'll never be a Motown group like the Temptations. And I still, first time I heard that the Temptations and the Supremes sang, "Oh, listen, everybody, especially you girls." The Temptations and the Supremes singing together,
They
And,
did that a few times. too, a
but
couple of times.
just how magnificent the Motown brand was, and when you say it wasn't just up north, how they brought those tunes south and took those tunes clearly all around the world, because Nelson Mandela in jail all that time, he was quoting Marvin Gaye. So we talk about black history. Certainly, I'll say this other piece, and let's see if you can remember any of that. When me and you and Glenda started going up to Watts, Mozambique, and cause we like live music, and going up there, and of course, you know, this was not a Motown activity, but this was jazz. And boy, I can think that's the first place I saw Donny Hathaway live, was at Watts Club. And some of the other folks, I can't even hardly remember the names of those places now, but the Pretzel Bowl and some of those clubs that had the peanuts on the ground, and that's what you walked on, and after a while you realized that was part of the draw to come to that facility. But the jazz singers,
Get in line,
you know,
get in there.
yeah. And at the end of those activities, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because I think the clubs always closed at 2 o'clock, didn't they? I think they always closed at 2. And how we would get in our cars, because we're Detroiters and Highland Parkers, and we always had a car, and go down to Greenleaf's.
Oh my God.
Up on Linwood, not
And
too
take
far
a
from
ta-
West
take a
Grand
carry
Boulevard.
out.
You know, no, I'm talking about going to Greenleaf's at 2 o'clock in the morning and going in there and eat.
I would eat.
You know,
and
you have
take
to sit
some-
up here. You relax
I would
it.
eat.
You know.
I wish somebody would bring
You
green
know.
leaf back. Because I tell you,
God, the
the
food
stuff
was so
was not.
good.
It was not greasy or
Not
like
salty. Oh, it
all
was
that.
just delicious. You
and
know,
you could get a meal at
reasonable.
not only reasonable, but when people got off at the factories and
Yeah.
stuff like that at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you could get you a
You
good
go and
meal.
get you a good meal. And I remember going to Greenleaf's. Now, we talked about the trip down memory lane before. It was another restaurant that sold corned beef up on Dexter. You
We
remember?
were in that line too.
You was always in that line, but you remember the name of the place?
Yeah, I can't.
Esquires.
Yeah, they have some people somewhere.
You know, well, Esquires, I used to drive by where the building used to be,
Yeah,
because
they
it's
ain't
been
no
locked
wrong
up for decades. But
There's
I would,
something there.
huh?
Isn't there still
No,
something there?
no. Well, I don't know if the building is still there or not, but I remember Esquires, 30, 40 people standing outside. Tim says it's a motorcycle club now. But going to Esquires, and it used to irritate me because the sandwiches had 3 or 4 inches of
Oh,
corned
Maureen,
beef in there.
you making me want corned beef.
You know, and so you would cut the sandwich in half because you could eat it over 2 days. But the big deal around Esquires
Ooh, those
is that
cakes.
those cakes. You
Oh
remember them
my
cakes?
God!
4 and 5 layer cakes and the
And
pies.
if you had opportunity to come in there and sit at a table, you were there for the longest.
You was lucky. You were
ran into
always lucky.
everybody.
You did. Caller, you on the air. You are our first caller of the day. Thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air.
Good morning, ladies.
And good morning.
You know what? I enjoyed Greenleaf, but there was one more that I enjoyed even more.
Okay,
What?
tell us what that was.
It used to be on the corner of Garfield and St. Edwine, and it was called the House of Sides.
House of
House of Sides, SIDES.
Yep.
Now, what
Right.
you say, Garfield and what?
Garfield and St. Edwine.
Okay, now what did they serve at the House of Sides? Side dishes?
Everything. the hot water cornbread and all the sides. I agree with you.
and it was that hot water cornbread must have been real good.
15 cents got you a bowl of beans.
Oh my God!
20 cents
Yes.
got you a bowl of beans with a ham hock.
Oh my God! You talking to me now?
I don't remember that one, but that was on the east side.
Yes.
So I don't recall that one. Was it open late at night?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's why it was familiar to you then.
Well, do you know where Gordy started his business at?
Where?
his father had a printing business that was on St. Edwine between Theodore and Farnsworth.
Okay.
And that's where Berry Gordy used to do his business up there, because I used to go to the church around the corner. Oh, Jesus.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We ain't going to put you on the spot to remember because you're giving us some black history right now.
And one other restaurant. They used to be on Linwood, Dexter, and Tuxedo.
Not that far away from Esquires.
Right. As a matter of fact,
Dexter and what?
Tuxedo.
Esquires, the lady who used to work in there, she owns. There's a sandwich place that her family's got right up here on Wyoming. A block across Curtis, there's a deli.
Talking about the deli right there on what is it? Pickford.
Right.
Wyoming and Pickford. Now that's brand new.
No, that's many years. They just fixed it up.
Let me tell you something. That's in my neighborhood. You talking about those two sisters that worked up in there?
Right. That was
Okay.
their mother.
Guess
who was
what?
on Dexter.
They sold that place.
Get out of here.
They did. They sold it, and it's a younger group of African Americans that went in and refinished it and all this kind of
Right.
stuff. And the ladies retired.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's my favorite place. When the pandemic first started, I used to go around there every 2 or 3 weeks and give them $30 or $40 to keep them in business. But yeah,
same here.
just a few months ago. But I know who you're talking about.
Well, that was their mother. Their mother was over on Dexter at that time.
Caller, your memory is doing pretty good. Keep drinking milk and water, because your memory is doing pretty doggone good today here.
That's City Cab for you.
All right,
Thank
keep
you.
me in your prayers and Marion as well. Thank you, caller.
Love you.
All right,
All right,
thank you very much. Caller, you have been patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Maureen, and hi, Mary.
Hello.
Do you all, now, I know y'all remember Stanley when he was on Senate
Oh, yeah.
Ryan there and
Yep.
Senate Ryan in Canfield.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And did you all remember the Pelicans?
wait a minute. The background at Stanley's was that they had those great big. Now, correct me if make sure I remember this. Had those great big fish tanks with all kind of
Yes.
exotic fish in there. Ain't that where that was?
Yes.
Yep.
And do you remember the arcade that was down on Mack and Woodward?
Mac
Arcade.
and Woodward?
It was a skate ring.
You talking about the Arcadia?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a skate ring.
Yes. My cousin Arnold Matthews was one of the senior floor guards at the Arcadia. And that's in the days when you had wooden wheels. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Uh,
Oh, you too young. All right, now caller, here's your test right here. What is the name of the roller skaters Hall of Fame song? What's the name of the song? You don't remember. You lost. I'm getting ready for the function at the junction. You remember that? Nope, she's too young. She don't remember.
She's,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Function at the junction. And for those of you that don't know, if you never heard it before, get on your computer and look it up. Function at the junction is
And
the
make
Roller
sure-
Skaters Hall of Fame. But wait a minute, who sang that, Marion? You
I
don't
don't
remember.
that.
Shorty
I
Long.
remember the music in here.
Shorty Long. I think he only had one song.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
He's
did.
Function at
Yeah.
the junction. All right, now.
But he sure had a lot of people buying that song.
And that was it. Caller, you on the air. Thank you for your patience and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning, ladies.
And good morning.
Yeah, I was just picking up the subject about some type of food, reminiscing about places. When I was real little, I was like, my cousin would say, well, I'm going to take you to Dot Netta's.
Oh,
Dottie
Yes.
Nettles.
yes.
You're going to get some shrimp, and then Green's Barbecue down there at Warren and Southfield. It's like
Ooh, I remember Green's Barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many good spots. But I mean, real good areas. And let's get back to your subject about reminiscing, and that's a song like Peaches and Herb.
Ooh, let me see. Now, what was that song? Reunited, Peaches and Herb. Yep, I remember that.
And keep up the good work on the quality of the production, whoever is doing it. And, thanks. It's going to be springtime a little bit. I gave up crying for Lent. It's going to be, but one last question, a serious note. Are you going to get vaccinated?
Oh, Marion and I had our second shot. He wants to know, are we going to get vaccinated? We had our second shot Tuesday that just passed.
Okay, because my brother had his. He's going to get his second. And I'm not quite. They said now we can do it in the city of Detroit if you're 55 and give it a try. And, I don't know what to say, but I'm going to do it when it's like the Johnson & Johnson might be the one to wait for, but we can just say you actually did it, Maureen?
Actually, we did, and you're going to have to do it too. These folks that live in other communities that don't believe in wearing masks and don't believe in social distancing, they will kill us. So we have to be vaccinated because you can't keep them out of Detroit. You can't keep them out of Wayne County. They keep coming down here from Pellston and Traverse City and Kent County, going to the CVS's where we go to, and then you trying to catch up with some toilet paper in the store, and they've already been in there and touched it. So you don't have a choice. Go get vaccinated, and you can make your appointment 230-0505, or you can call Myers up there on 8 Mile Road in Woodward. I know who you are. That's not that far from you. Make your appointment.
No, I'm gonna get it done. My brother's already had it because he works at the MGM, and now he wants the rest of the employees to do it. And it's just the right thing, I guess, to do.
It is, and your face.
Because we can't lose you.
Yeah.
All right.
Your face will not fall off.
We've already lost Brenda Perryman. We've lost the other man. We've lost people.
Too many.
And so I'm going to hang up. I really thank you for letting me check in with you ladies.
All right, I'm glad to hear your voice.
Yeah.
I'm on your show every Friday. It's just like religious to me.
Listen, religion ain't nothing wrong with it. Thanks for calling, Paul.
Bye.
All right. Caller, you're on the air. You've been very patient. Thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights.
Good morning.
And good morning.
The gentleman was talking about vaccinations.
Gracie.
That's Gracie.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to talk about 2 vaccinations that happened in Highland Park.
Please share that information.
Okay. The city, along with Wayne County, hosted a vaccination at the recreation center this week. But in addition to that, the Highland Park Human Rights Coalition, along with the great advocacy from Maureen Taylor, partnered with a clinic in Highland Park, Oak Street Health, and they provided even a special line for people in Highland Park to connect to, along with our line, so that people could call and schedule for vaccinations. So that's still going on right now. So there were 2 days that the city provided in conjunction with the state clinic. Yeah, that's a real good clinic in Highland Park.
It is, and
that
nice clinic.
Takes care of free care for low-income people.
And are they still focusing on folks that are 65 years of age and older?
Yes, like that particular event was 2 days, but like the clinic in Highland Park that we partnered with, Oak Street Health, right, they are still focusing on people who are 65 and older.
Okay, now, Miss Gracie, you know, the advocacy piece on this is to try to convince people what they should be doing is calling the number that you arranged. And so folks that need to get on this vaccination route, they should be calling, and I'm going to ask you to give that number in just a second, that if you're not 65 years of age and older, you need to still call this number. So when it's your turn, or if there are extra vaccines, or whenever the next phase, the next group is ready, you'll already have those folks on a list. So are you able to share that getting on the list number?
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
313-753
753
87
8767.
Yes.
753 8767. Now say that again.
753 8767.
And what time can people reach or leave a message at that number? Anytime?
Between 9 and 4.
Between 9 and 4. All right. It's very important that people get this information because yesterday, Ms. Gracie and Marion, I don't think either one of you are aware of what happened in the Michigan legislature yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the Republicans have I forgot what the guy's name is, but he's putting through a notion that giving out vaccines should not have anything to do with race, and that the communities up north, again, Pellston, Traverse City, you know, that group, and that they should have access to vaccines like anybody else, equal, and to single out African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, Middle Eastern folks, just because our capacity to go to the doctor is so much worse, that those groups, those people of color, should not be given preference.
That's what someone put
I
in
read
there.
about
Yes.
that yesterday.
That was yesterday.
You know, Maureen, what's so sad about that is it's the same scheme as the emergency manager laws, because they're trying to adopt it in the Senate Appropriations Committee, and if they do that, you can't change it. It's like, you know, the same thing with the emergency manner. People voted against having an emergency manner law, and what they did was put it, they attached it to money. Therefore, we couldn't even get rid of it by petition.
Yeah, well.
Same kind of corrupt.
Yeah, and what it does, it ignores the reality of disparities, of differences, and how persons of and persons of color are going to be on the short end of the stick and not able to get vaccines because this guy is raising this question about everybody should have equal access. It always sounds good. You know, everybody should have equal access until you dig a little bit deeper, you know. But yeah, that's
because
you know.
you're talking about equal access, and the first set of vaccinations that happened in Highland Park was last week.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? We're not being flooded with vaccines.
Well, you know, that's the argument about why should people in Highland Park or Hamtramck or Detroit or Wayne County, why should they get vaccines before people in Clare County or people in Kent County? And the reason is, you know, because of the historical racial disparities. But, you know, he's appealing to, you know, a base. He's appealing to a base because we have a lot of folks that can't get vaccines. So even in Detroit, Ms. Gracie, the mayor here has said you could live anywhere in the state, and as long as you're 50, I think it's 50, it could be 55, 50 or 55 years of age or older, if you pick up a resident in Detroit, No matter where you live, Oxford, Plymouth, I love to pick on Oxford. All of those places, you can pick up somebody in Detroit and take them down to the TCF building, the old Coble Hall building, and you can get the 65-year-old a shot, and you can get one too. So I'm told that soon, this just started this week, that they have tripled the lines in terms of people coming from all over the state. They're driving in from Lansing and Monroe and Kalamazoo, all of these different places, so that they can get this shot. My goodness. My goodness.
Pitiful.
Yeah, okay.
Just pitiful.
I
That's
know.
outrageous.
I know.
See, the thing too is, for years, black folks as well as Native Americans and other folks have been the tools for the doctors and everybody else to use when they want to test some of this stuff. That has, as far as I'm concerned, you better go and get your shot, and don't wait for the last round to come and you're not able to get it. So, we got to fight probably on every circle and try to get our folks in for it, because they're not going to listen just to anybody. I have young women, my children, it's about 3 of them, say, no, I'm not taking that shot. I'm not taking, well, it ain't nothing. If I didn't talk to them and they don't take the step, it's up to them, So it's
going to be difficult.
It's real difficult
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
And all we can do is what we're doing now. You're doing a tremendous job,
Absolutely.
Gracie. And put it in their faces. You put it in their faces, and they still a lot of them gonna still say, I cannot take this at this particular time.
Well, all you could do is take those calls, Miss Gracie, and get people lined up so that when the breach comes and there are vaccines that are left over, or no more 65-year-olds and older that anybody can see, then you have to be prepared, and you have the information. So I'll give the number again, area code 313. The number is 753-8767, 753-8767. You should be calling that number between 9 and 4. However old you are, 16 years of age and older, alrighty, so that you can get on the waiting list, so that when the time comes to open up vaccinations for persons under the age of 65, you are already on the waiting list. Is that right, Ms. Gracie?
That's correct.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for your call.
Well, you're quite welcome.
All right,
and the work you've been doing.
And we're going to talk about you, so leave it on the station. We're going to talk about you in a few more minutes before we go off the air.
Yeah.
Well, you want us to mention a little bit about the water leak pilot that's kicking off in Highland Park?
Why don't you go ahead?
What did she say?
All righty.
Something about a water
I certainly
program.
will.
Oh, our program.
The Office of Clean Water Public Advocacy, which is a state department headed by Miss Sassy, S-A-S-Y, Nina, who's actually from Flint. Yeah, she's actually from Flint, and I believe she still has people living there. But she was concerned about Benton Harbor and Highland Park because the amount of lead in the water. So she's a clean water public advocate, and she's bringing these pilot projects to Benton Harbor and Highland Park, and hopefully the project can be expanded further. Now, this project is starting with 100 homes. Now, the people in the homes, would have to be 65 and older, and seniors, and also children in the home. Now, sometimes, grandparents are raising their children, or their grandkids. And also, another part of it is the fact that if you have children in your home, a couple of times a week, you would still qualify for this project.
Okay.
Now, what would happen is that the MCA, who controls the water bills for Highland Park, now we can talk about that in a minute too. They have identified people with high water usage. So in this pilot, people will be able to get their pipes fixed as well as fixtures, like their, the faucets and things like that fixed also, so that you not only save water, but it's a cleanliness issue too, because when you have damaged pipes, you have bacteria in those pipes. Another part of the project is the fact that if you have lead in your home, you need to get it out, particularly if you have children in the home. So those kinds of issues are going to be identified also. If you want to work to get rid of that lead, there's a lot of money in Michigan available for lead abatement. People will be able to get their homes painted, the lead removed home painted, and lead is inside and outside of your home. So that you're able to get those kind of repairs done also. So
now, if a person wanted to learn more or get involved with this, how would they?
So right now, they would call the Highland Park Human Rights Coalition, which is heading up this project along with the People's Water Board and the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that the telephone number there is 313 753 3886.
3886. 753-3886. Okay.
Now, before I go, let me tell you, the water department gave us another scare.
Sure did.
They sent out faulty bills.
Yes, they did.
Now, my bill had my name on it for me to pay the bill, and it had the water address from another
home,
another person's address, and they're billing me for like 3 times more than I would be paying. And they scared a lot of people in Highland Park, sending out those bills. Now, we haven't really heard very much from them, but I know Linda Wheeler.
Yes.
From the Human Rights Water Coalition. She called late at night, one of the people from MCA, and told them that, hey, you got to do something. And they claim that something will be done, but they need to have like some kind of way that they can get in touch with all the residents and text them and tell them, hey, this is not an accurate bill. So
see, they're backing into Gracie. They're backing right into what we just got out of.
Well, it seems like, these snafus that happen that are connected to the water department, it keeps going on. But is it your advice, Miss Gracie, that folks that have any questions about receiving a bill that belongs or is attached to another address, they should call the 3886 number?
I would think they would go up there.
Go to the water department?
That's right.
Okay. If you have any questions about your bill, people should show up in person at the water department?
Yeah. Now, they can call that number, the Human Rights Coalition, for advice. But they should go up there and tell them this is, crazy.
All right.
Well, Gracie, let me say this.
We have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that is why Linda got on the phone that night. I told her to call the guy that was claimed that he was working with us. but and I'm glad she did. But we need to go back up there and ask them what in the hell's going on. That's what we called them. Why are people receiving these funky
Bad bills, yeah,
bills
yeah,
again?
somebody
And and that's what we sued over before. These
Yeah.
bills are not correct.
Well, as usual, Miss Gracie, you and Marion, Linda, you all seem to be on top of this yet again. We're going to need to hear from you every week if we can, so that you can update us on what's going on, especially now that we've got another snafu in Highland Park. So, Miss Gracie, we're going to give you that task. Continue to bring us up to date on these water issues that are going on in Highland Park, please, okay?
I certainly will.
Thank you very much, Miss Gracie. Thank you, thank you. All right. Marion, we're down to our last 1.5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sitting up here thinking. Hope to see you next week.
Okay, well, I guess that was it. All righty. Next Friday will be one of the first Fridays. It'll be the first Friday in March, and March represents International Women's Month.
That's right.
And
Working
I'm going
Women
to talk about somebody by the name of Bella Marshall. And Marion and I knew Miss Bella Marshall. She was married to Don Barden. And we're going to tell you some little known history facts about Miss Bella Marshall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our broadcast. We'll ask you to try to tune in next Friday if you can. And we may take a little bit more a romp down memory lane right quick, because that seems like you all like those memory programs. So if everything works well, we'll see you next Friday. And anything that happens today that you didn't get all the information and you want to catch up with us, you're free to reach us always at Welfare Rights at 313-964-0618. Go get vaccinated. Make the investment. You don't have a choice. People that don't want to wear a mask, they will kill you. You'll be dead because you put it off. So call Myers.
And they would be to have their vaccination too.
Yeah. You call Myers, so you check with your local CVS in your community. Call your own personal physician, but be aggressive about getting that shot.
That's right.
And until next week, we're going to sign off here at Welfare Rights. If you need us, you call us. And the last thing Marion and I say at the end of every broadcast is what, Marion? Bye.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.